Amelia Carter had always been the kind of girl people walked past without remembering, a shy, soft-spoken figure who floated through the halls of Silver Ridge High like a quiet breeze, unnoticed, untouched, and unheard. Her long dark hair always draped over one shoulder, her hoodie pulled tight, her eyes always on the floor. She didn't speak unless spoken to, and even then, her words were often as light as feathers. To most students, she was invisible, but what no one saw was the storm quietly brewing beneath her silence. Her mother had passed away in a devastating car crash when Amelia was just 10. It happened on a rainy night when her mother had come to pick her up from a birthday party that Amelia had begged not to attend. Guilt had eaten away at her since. After the accident, something in her shut down. Her laughter, her curiosity, her boldness, they had all been buried with her mother. But even more hidden was the identity of her father, Jack Carter, a man known in the secret corridors of government only by those who truly understood danger. Jack led a covert elite team called Spectre Division, trained to rescue hostages, dismantle threats, and vanish without a trace. His missions were top secret, his skills unmatched. But at home, he was just Dad, a single parent doing his best to shield his broken daughter from the world's cruelty. He never told Amelia the truth about his job, not out of secrecy, but out of love, believing that the best protection was her not knowing. What he didn't anticipate was that danger could come from school hallways, not battlefields. Jessica, the queen bee of Silver Ridge High, had taken a strange kind of interest in Amelia. It wasn't admiration, it was sport. She saw Amelia's silence as weakness, and that made her the perfect target. Along with her loyal followers, Jessica began a campaign of torment that started with mocking stares and escalated into cruel games. At first, it was subtle, a shoulder bump here, a snide whisper there, books knocked out of her hands, laughter behind her back. Amelia bore it all in silence. She never told her father. She thought it would pass. She thought if she stayed quiet, they would get bored and stop. But that day, everything changed. It was a Tuesday. Overcast, heavy air outside, light rain taping on the school's windows. In third period, Amelia opened her notebook to find a note slipped inside. Meet us in the East Wing bathroom during lunch, or we'll meet you somewhere worse. Her chest tightened. She looked around. No one made eye contact. The teacher continued explaining the Civil War, but Amelia was already fighting one inside her. As the lunch bell rang, she walked slowly down the long, empty hallway toward the abandoned bathroom no one used. It was always quiet. No security cameras, no nearby classes, just a dim light, cracked tiles, and locked doors. She stepped inside. Jessica and her friends were already there, waiting. One of them quietly closed the door behind her. Jessica smiled, a smile that never reached her eyes. "You think you're better than us because you're quiet," she hissed, stepping forward. "Let's see how quiet you can be when nobody hears you scream." The first shove came quickly. Amelia stumbled back, hitting the cold wall. Her backpack fell. Another girl grabbed her arm. They pushed her again, laughed. She tried to fight back but was outnumbered, scared, overwhelmed. And just as one of them reached for her hoodie, ready to humiliate her further, there was a crash. A loud, thunderous crash from outside the bathroom. Then another, heavy boots running, shouts, male voices, commands, a bang, then silence. The door burst open with brutal force. 4 black-clad figures in tactical gear stormed the room with weapons drawn. Shouting, scanning, Jessica screamed. The girls backed away, terrified, and in the center of them came a man with cold steel eyes, eyes that burned with fury and love. "Get your hands off my daughter," he bellowed, as the entire bathroom seemed to shake from his presence. Jack Carter didn't wait for questions. One of the agents secured the bathroom. Jessica fell to her knees. Another girl cried. Amelia, trembling, dropped to the floor, overwhelmed. But Jack crashed forward and wrapped her in his arms, lifting her up like she weighed nothing. "I've got you, baby," he whispered into her hair. "You're safe now, I promise." The team escorted the girls out under school authority. Word spread like wildfire. The quiet girl had been rescued by a military unit. No one understood what had happened, but Amelia knew. Her father had saved her life. Again, in the days that followed, Amelia didn't return to school. Her father kept her close, watched over her, gave her space to cry and space to breathe. One evening, sitting on the back porch under the stars, he finally told her everything, about Spectre Division, about his real job, about why he had never told her the truth because he was terrified of the world touching her the way it touched him. She listened quietly, but when he was done, she looked him in the eyes and said, "I don't want to be scared anymore, Dad. I want to learn how to fight back." And so she did. Amelia began training with her father's team, not out of revenge, but to reclaim her power. Every day she learned something new: defense, tactics, mindset. Her strength grew, her confidence bloomed, her silence, once a sign of fear, became a tool of calm control. When she finally returned to school weeks later, the hallways fell silent, but this time, out of awe. The girl they once called invisible now walked with fire in her eyes. She wasn't loud, she didn't yell, but she didn't lower her gaze anymore. Jessica and her crew had been expelled. A new chapter had begun. Amelia didn't just survive as she rose. She started a group called Silent Storm, a club for kids who were tired of being ignored, overlooked, or bullied into silence. She gave them space, a voice, a sense of belonging. Slowly, students began sharing their stories. Some cried, some found strength. All of them found a home. The local news ran a story about her. Then a national outlet, a documentary filmmaker, reached out, and finally, she was invited to speak at a youth empowerment summit. Standing on a stage in front of thousands, her voice calm, steady, and sure, she said, "I was quiet, not weak. I was alone, not broken. And now, I'm neither." They dragged